grows with time. And if it doesn't, that's neither here nor there.
Perhaps we're all haunted by spirits. Perhaps they're all around us, if only we could see them.
What a very unpleasant thought. I hope you will not be talking of such things this evening.
Ah, yes, Dawes the medium.
Must you encourage her, Stephen?
You've heard of her?
I certainly have. Famous case. Halfred Locke was prosecuting. Brilliant man.
I remember Dawes the medium. She assaulted that American woman's daughter. Throttled her, they said. And the other woman, Banks, was that her name?
Mrs. Brink. And Dawes is quite definite that she's innocent. She says a spirit did it all. Peter Quick was his name.
What wicked nonsense.
Perhaps it's the simple truth.
I think I would say a spirit did it if I were her. I'm surprised we don't hear that defense more often in court. It was the spirit's done it, Your Honor.
She's not like that, Stephen. She seems, well, quite guileless.
The essence of a confidence trickster is that he gains your confidence.
Couldn't you admit the possibility of a medium who truly believes, who intends to do good, and does do good?
Perhaps. But my guess is that Peter Quick is most likely sitting in a public house at this very moment, toasting his poor, silly sweetheart, who took the punishment for his crime as well as hers.
My mother used to come to me in spirit and lay her hand on my brow.
Weren't you frightened?
Why should I be? She loved me. Not all my spirits were so kind. I always felt I had the gift.
So you began to help people,
When I was 12,
and you took money for that?
I never asked for money. People gave what they wanted. People like yourself. I was often a guest at houses in Chelsea, you know.
So was it there you met the girl you were charged with harming?
No, that was later. Why do you want to know so much about me? Are you going to write it in a book?
I do keep a journal, but no one else sees it. Would you mind if I wrote about you?
No. I already knew. Did you? Don't you know the spirits see everything? Even if you write your secrets late at night, with the door made fast and the lamp turned low.
So, you know all my thoughts?
Not all. Only what they tell me. But they are with you now. All the time, my spirits. Haven't you felt their presence yet? At night, when everything is quiet. A kind of whispering. Haven't you felt their presence in your dreams? I think you have.
I must go.
But will you come again?
Yes, but I shall make inquiries about your case, Dawes.
Thank you.
Perhaps I may be able to help you. Goodbye, Dawes.
In a hurry today, are we?
No, not at all.
A word of advice, miss. If any of them ask you to carry messages, you must refuse. It'll be a message to a pal, miss. A sweetheart, if you follow me. It happens in every prison. It's the loneliness. You must watch out no one tries to make a pal of you, miss.
No, it can't be.
Ellis? Ellis? Vargas!
Did you put these flowers in my room?
No, Miss Pryor.
Vargas? Is Vargas there?
Yes, Miss Pryor?
Do you know anything about these flowers?
No, Miss Pryor. Margaret! really? What is all this noise about? Look! Orange blossom. In winter. Orange blossom. Well, I don't know how it got here. No doubt he tipped off the maids to keep quiet about it.
Who?
Why, who else but Theophilus?
Well, here's a fine time to come to table.
Had important work to do.
Important work, it would be. We were afraid you'd grown too fine to eat with us.
I doubt that day will ever come, Mr. Vincey.
Well, with your rare gifts, you should be able to look into the future and tell us that. You was glad enough to come here in the first place. Now I think you've got your eye on better things. Isn't that right, Miss Sibrey?
Yes?
Mr. Court?
Yes.
Well, it wouldn't be hard to find something better than Mrs. Vincey's rabbit stew.
As though you'd know better. My husband took you in out of the kindness of his heart. And don't think I haven't seen you cutting your eyes at him.
Do you think I'd look twice at a flabby old pig like that?
You little slut. Get out of here. This moment.
With pleasure, ma'am. This little slut has been invited by Mrs. Brink to live with her at Sydenham. And that's where she's going. Tumour on the brain. It's there already, I can see it growing. Apoplexy. Very sudden. Could be any time. Bye-bye.
My dear. There. Now you're home. These were my mother's things. And I want you to have them.
Thank you.
Do you think we might try later? Do you think she might come to me tonight?
Close your eyes. She's near. I can feel her near.
Marjorie, I'm here.
Mama? Mama?
Were you a good girl today, Marjorie?
Was I? Was I?
You were a very good girl.
Was I 3 kisses worth of good?
Close your eyes.
smell so good. Oh, I love you. I love you so much.
Miss Haxby, what's the matter?
There's been a breakout.
What, a prisoner has escaped?
Lord, no, there's no escape from Millbank. A breakout is when a woman has a fit and smashes up her cell. Will you come and see her?
We have the means to deal with the most violent prisoners.
Gypsy's shackled, Miss Haxby. She has the straight coat on, but not the gag.
The dark and the cold are usually enough after a night or two.
Damn you for staring at me!
Do watch your manners or you'll be in here a month. You hear?
You've been very foolish. We're disappointed in you. Just because your visits have been stopped, you've spoiled your cell and hurt your own head. Is that what you wanted?
I must hurt something.
I shall call on you again tomorrow. We shall see how sorry you are after a night in the dark.
Don't you fasten that look at me, you cat. Don't leave me, Miss Haxby. I'll be good. I promise.
It's barbaric. How could you leave her in the dark like that?
The darkness is the punishment, Miss Pryor. We find it works very well. Will you come up? I've been meaning to discuss your progress with you.
My progress?
You'll be glad to hear that my matrons have reported favorably of you, by and large.
I hadn't realized I was going to be the subject of reports.
Oh, yes. We do wonder whether your interest in some of our prisoners might not be a little more specific than it ought to be. One prisoner in particular.
I presume you mean Selina Dawes? Yes, I do take a special interest in her. I feel the rigours of prison life tell on her more than on the other women. But I think my visits have helped her. They've given her hope.
Perhaps too much hope, Miss Pryor. She still has 3 years to serve.
You're not forbidding me to visit her, Miss Haxby?
No. But you would oblige me and my staff if in future you would visit her less and keep those visits brief.
So what will you do? Will you forsake me now?
No. I won't do as they say. I won't abandon you.
Thank you. I feel a rod of light stretching between us, connecting us. You know, we shall have to be very careful.
Vigors, Alice! So what can have happened to it?
Margaret, you may go. Margaret, I will not have you upsetting the maids.
I wasn't accusing them.
If they were going to steal from you, wouldn't they choose something of value? Why steal your locket?
It was valuable to me. I only thought that one of them might have broken it and been afraid to tell.
Well, you have asked and they have denied it. So let that be an end to it.
It wasn't the locket I cared for. It was what lay inside it. The curl of Helen's hair that she cut from her own head and told me I must keep. In the days when she said she loved me, before she buried that love and married my brother.
Mama used to let me brush her hair sometimes.